welcome back to my channel, and this is a book haul. Okay, this is a book haul. I am actually kind of filming this in a very uncomfortable position because I have all the books in my hand. These are all the books I have. I'm not opened the bubble wrap yet, but let's open the bubble wrap and let me show you all the books right away. So, while I'm cutting the bubble wrap of this particular huge package, let me just tell you that this particular book haul is something that's from the basement bookstore. I have bought from Jatin, who was a friend before, and generally what happens is that I kind of book books, right? Keep books on hold and then get them shipped in bulk, because that way it's much more like convenient, and there are these sales that keep happening and I just keep booking books. So I don't think this will ever end, like booking books with Jatin will ever end, to be honest. So yeah, but do go ahead and check out the basement bookstore. They are based in Jaipur. There's also a physical bookstore that Jatin's established now, so go ahead and check all of that information down in the description box below. The Instagram link is down below. Okay, so that's that, and I am going to be cutting this entire stuff. Yeah, I'll cut this and get back to you. Okay, let's get started with this. I kind of cut the plastic bubble wrap open, and also this is the card of the store. Tape got stuck, so this got ripped off. But we have some bookmarks as well, and this is how it is. This is how it looks, and this is the QR code. Yeah, I forgot what was that for a moment. So now let's start with the books. Okay, so it's a mixture of books. We have non-fiction, we have fiction. I'm going to start with non-fiction first because this is where the interesting stuff actually lies. Yeah, I mean, even fiction's like super interesting because I do have translated fiction as well in this list. So the first one I have here is Anant Krishnan's India's China Challenge, which is a political non-fiction which talks about geopolitics and India and China. So you know I like political literature or political non-fiction basically. So this is that. Yeah, the reason why this is torn is because I think that it was already stated that this would be slightly torn, and that's why it's torn. So generally, like, most of these books are available for pretty cheap, and they do have some form of physical damage, but then it's clearly mentioned in the description of the post to check it out. But yeah, I think that's the only issue with this book. But that being said, the next one is again non-fiction, and that's Fossil Free by Sumant Sinha. And this is actually about green revolution, green energy, and how to reimagine clean energy in a carbon constrained world. Okay, so something regarding the environment. Not exactly my jam, but then I would love to know more about the policies that you can implement for climate change and stuff like that. So I ended up buying this. The next one is political non-fiction again, and that's Why Does India Need the Presidential System? And this is by Bhanu Dhamija. The thing is that India has a parliamentary form of, like, it's basically a people-based democracy, something that the UK follows, if you're not familiar with what the parliamentary democracy is. But this is more like why a presidential system is required, and US follows the presidential system. That makes sense? I don't know. But this is why I bought the book, because I want to know why does India actually have like presidential system. Why doesn't India have a presidential system, and how would a presidential system help India basically? Also, I remember this being a debate when I was younger, like in school or something. There was a debate on this, on why we should is our democracy good enough? And I think one of the points that I mentioned was, why don't we have the presidential form of democracy and stuff like that. So yeah, interested to read this book. The next book is this is what I've been waiting for since ages, and that's The Coolies Great War by Radhika Singha. Oh my goodness, this has also been longlisted for the NIF Book Award, so I'm super excited to get to this. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And there are a lot of notes, a lot of footnotes in the books. I can already see that. But excited to read this one as well. Um, and I don't think this is the last of the non-fiction list, but this is again Indian non-fiction. This is Night March, a journey into India's Naxal heartland, and this is by Alpa Shah. Yes, looking forward to this because there's a lot of, I mean, if you do not know who the Naxalites are, I would highly suggest that you Google them. But yes, India has a Naxalite problem, and I wanted to know more about this. So this is something that I'm looking forward to read. And now, okay, let me show you more non-fiction books now. So the first one is For a Moment of Taste by Purva Joshipura. And the reason why I bought this is because this is a very impulsive buy, because I was so this is again like somewhat related to climate change, environment, because it talks about what we eat, how it impacts like the world in general, and it was a very interesting topic for me, so I ended up buying this book. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Then we go for another non-fiction book. Okay, I just realized there are a lot of non-fiction books over here. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. And this is Invertonomics, which is 8 Ideas to Transform India by Gunmeet Singh Chauhan. This is how the book looks. It literally is 8 ideas. I looked it up on Goodreads, and that's how I ended up buying this. It's literally 8 ideas that can transform India no matter what. So again, a piece of diplomatic, political non-fiction, if that makes sense. Policy non-fiction. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, that's that. And okay, so for a change, I have some. Okay, so this is Christina Lamb. I finally have this book. It's Our Bodies, Their Battlefield: What War Does to Women. I am so excited to read this, you guys. So this is also shortlisted in the finals of the BookTube Prize, but I didn't read the BookTube Prize then. Basically, I mean, I was not reading the non-fiction side. I was reading the fiction side of the BookTube Prize in the finals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Very much looking forward to this. Yeah, that's all I have to say on this one. So yes. So let's just do a couple of other non-fiction books. Now I'm really not sure how many non-fiction books do I really have in here. Next one is The Commonwealth of Cricket by Ram Chandra Guha. And the reason I bought this is because I don't know, like cricket as a thing does not interest me much, but I am interested to know how did cricket actually have its stronghold in India, and that's what kind of this book is about, or maybe I'm wrong. Basically, Ramchandra Guha started following the game in the early 1960s, and India was utterly marginal to the world of cricket. The country still hadn't won a test match overseas, and by the time he joined the board of control for cricket in India 50 years later, India had become world's sole superpower. So this is actually the a first person account of this astonishing transformation or astounding transformation of the Indian cricket team from what it was in the 1960s to what it is today. Because India is like, cricket is like religion here, okay? So FYI on that. So let me just keep this aside. It's a heavy book and I got it for super cheap. I think it was just for like 300 and the MRP is somewhat like 600 or something. So yeah, that's nice. And then we get to another non-fiction book, and this is by Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo, his wife, like the husband-wife duo, who won the Nobel Prize in economics last year or last to last year. I don't remember. I think it was last to last year in 2019, when there was no pandemic. And this is good economics for hard times. And from what I know about this book, it's nice that it's in a package format. Like, I really like the fact. And yeah, in 2019, yes, the Nobel Prize. They won the Nobel Prize in 2019. And basically, it's basically like, it talks about poverty and, why some countries stay poor and how can they overcome it. So, things like that. Economics, not my strong suit, but I would love it to be my strong suit. So now let me check out for some other non-fiction books as well, because Okay, so this is another non-fiction book which I again bought on a whim, and this is Mother P.S. Lady by Santosh Desai. I do not know what this book is about, but people have a lot to say about this book. It talks about New India. It's like a contemporary non-fiction read, and I'm just looking forward to this. And yeah, I have more non-fiction here. The next one is by Atish Tasir. This is The Twice Born, Life and Death on the Ganges, and it's interesting because for the political aspects or the political leanings that Atish Tasir actually has, I was interested to see what he had to say about religion and River Ganga and stuff like that. So I ended up buying this, and this was also for something that was very cheap. I think it was just 200. So yeah, that's with that. Yeah, one more non-fiction book. So wait, let me just get all my non-fiction books out. Okay, fine. I have all of them out now. This is another non-fiction book, and that's Savarkar, the true story of the father of Hindutva. I simply bought this because I wanted a right-leaning perspective on Hindutva and Hindu Rashtra. I'm not kidding you. I have been thinking about this since a very long time, and I've wanted to read a book on Savarkar since a very long time. So Savarkar, if you do not know, was a freedom fighter, and basically since he was a freedom fighter, he had like his own political leanings, and in this case he was more right leaning and more inclined to having a Hindu Rashtra in place. So I want to know this person's thoughts, feelings, like what was he thinking, and I'm open to like the perspective that comes along with this book. And that being said, the last book in this entire non-fiction list, okay, now this is not the last book, I do have like 3 fiction books to go. This is called Religious Tolerance by Arvind Sharma, and let me tell you what is it about, okay? But let me tell you what is it about. The profile of religion in public sphere is increasing around the world. Few believe anymore that religion as a feature of human existence will fade away in due course to be replaced by a purely rational approach to life. In a multi-religious country such as India, faith was hardly thought of as a private matter, but it was hoped that it would at least be possible to exclude it from public life in a secular state, that it would primarily be a matter of personal concern, like one's interest in art or music. But this has not happened. Religion has become a vital element in our identity politics globally after the terror attacks of 11 September 2001 in the United States of America. And so, the question of how religious tolerance may be secured in the modern world can no longer be avoided. Can religious tolerance be accepted on a firmer footing by finding grounds for it within the different faiths themselves? This book addresses that question. Interesting thoughts. This is going to be a heavy read, I feel, and I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, that's that. So, the first book that I have here is Loss by Siddharth Dhanvant Sangvi. Siddharth Sangvi. His way of dealing with grief, his way of dealing with loss, and I've heard a lot of things about this book, so I wanted to buy it. By the way, the back just says, grief is not a record of what has been lost, but of who has been loved. So, yeah, tearjerker, this one. The next one is The Far Field by Madhuri Vijay. Now, I did have like an ebook to it somewhere, but I wanted a physical copy of the book because I wanted one. It's as simple as that. So, yeah. And the last one in this book. So, this is the translated book, and that's Diary of a Malayali Madman by Mr. Prabhakaran. N. Prabhakaran. Yes. And so it's been translated from Malayalam by Jayashree Kallathil? No, it's Kallathil. Oh, I need to check I don't know how to pronounce her surname, unfortunately, although I'm a Malayali. But the point being that she has also translated Misha, that's Mustache, by S. Harish. So I'm looking forward to kind of reading this, and it's very interesting. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Bubble wrap attack. Okay, fine. Cool. So, that's it. These are all the books that I actually bought. Now, I need to kind of catalog them, find places in my bookshelf to actually keep them in, and I am really very much looking forward to read most of the books. I don't know, it may take a lifetime for me to read them, but I may end up reading them soon, hopefully. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and do check out the other book haul as well. Um, I had done one from the basement bookstore. Okay, so go ahead, check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and give me a books emoji down in the description box. Thank you so much. Bye.